The DM is unusually mute at the beginning of the session.
I'm just waiting for it to make sure that it says that we're live on Twitch before I start talking. So, everybody, welcome back to another session of NASA 5E, our 105th session, actually. Last week, we continued our party's much-needed R&R with some chicken-related shenanigans in an effort to teach Vendi how to kill a side. The party got down to business and started tracking down leads and asking people the right questions. You learned about the Cashian Order, a group of hunters reviled by society not just for their selfishness, but for the blood right that they go through in order to gain the strength to fight monsters only to bring themselves closer to being one. You learned about an old artificer named Sibo Reese. I didn't say that before, but that is his name, Sibo Reese. Or Old Man Tinkertop, who operated somewhere in the Glimmerwood near the town of Glimmermore. The book that Varen found the information in was around 100 years old, and it stated that the artificer had gone dark. Varen told the party about his belief that Brew could somehow be harnessed to potentially halt the temporal anomalies that have been allowing the monstrosities onto this plane. Varen and Xanalor investigated the Metal Man and learned that its alloy was not of this plane and that it had the same arcane residue as the creatures that come through the portal, and whatever its considerable power source was is no longer operational. After an attempt to power it up with an Eldritch Blast, it became apparent that more research was needed. The party also learned of a couple of job postings from the Winged Wyvern. There is an abandoned dragon's hoard in the Mirror of Dead Men, and the poster is offering 13% share of the spoils upon successful return. Also, a series of children have gone missing. The local Citizens Watch has taken to making a posting following displeasure at the lack of results from the City Watch. Their office is located in the Hall of Justice in the Protector's Enclave. And that is where we will pick up.
So, poster, Enclave, we need to go find Citizens Watch fuckfaces. Which, Hall of Justice and the Protector's Enclave. So that seems like it's a good place to follow up if we're pursuing these children.
Right.
Since that is about all of the information that we got, was to go talk to these idiots because they might have more information. Why the Neighborhood Watch would have more information than the police is beyond me, but whatever. Seems obtuse. Any objections?
No, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Alright. To Hall of Justice, Protector's Enclave, Neighborhood Watch people.
Okay, so you guys make your way through the Protector's Enclave to the Hall of Justice, which is on the sort of south side of the River Never there. The River Never, there. The river is not called Never there. You guys, you walk in and there's like a sort of like a reception area with a few doors kind of like off to the sides and stuff like that. And the receptionist sort of asks what your business is there.
Just shove the flyer in their face.
So we're taking the low charisma approach today. Got it.
Yes, we are. It's too early to be high charisma.
Stock's running the lead right now, so.
All right.
Point them at me now.
The person behind the desk points to a door actually on your side of the counter to the right, and you can see on the window, like on the door, someone painted Citizens Watch. So you guys go inside, and inside is a very small room with about, so it's got 3 desks, but 2 people in there currently. The room is in quite a bit of disarray. There are pieces of parchment and flyers all over the place. You see on one wall behind the 2 desks, there is a map of Neverwinter, similar to the one that you guys have currently. The area between the Blue Lake District and the Tower District, so it's kind of like Actually, for the time being, I will draw right here. So there's kind of like a triangle here. That wasn't too bad. Wow. You go, hand. I haven't eaten yet anything. All right, perfect. So there is a triangle highlighted on the map using various strings and stuff. There are some nails in the map on 4 different buildings, and then there's a large question mark near the like sort of eastern end of the Blue Lake. And as you guys walk in, one of the human males who were there in the Citizens Watch office says, "Hi, yes, can I help you?" They notice you kind of looking at the poster.
Flyer, missing children must find now. Adventurers required.
Did you understand that?
I believe you're here about the missing children.
Yes.
All right. Well, I got all that mattered. Yes. What information do you need from us?
Well, we know nothing, so whatever you can provide.
Okay.
Because nobody in this godforsaken city knows shit about fuck.
Thank you. Finally, somebody agrees. I like you guys. All right. So here's the deal. 5 children have disappeared within the last 10 days.
Well, which is it?
3 to 10 days.
The first child to disappear was an 8-year-old human female by the name of Kaum Irel. So that's Caohm. And the last name is Airell. She went missing about 10 days ago. And the
What's the name again?
actually, no, sorry. Kaum was not the first one to go missing, but it's Caohm.
Caohm. Okay.
The first one actually to go missing was Ari Othronus, Ari, and then the last name is Othronus, and she was an 8-year-old half-elf female. If you wanted to speak with the family, her father, Faral, he runs a business in the sort of like along the border of the Blue Lake District on the left side of that triangle.
How do you spell it?
Faral.
Border of Blue Lake.
So you have Ari and Kaum. Okay, so one of the other children to disappear, his name was Felix Sawastain. Felix spelled as you would imagine. The last name is Sewa Stain. So it kind of looks like Stain is the last name. He was a 6-year-old human male. I shouldn't say was. We haven't discovered these children, so as far as we understand, they are still alive. Felix's mother's name is Brida, Brida. Did I give you Kaum's mother's
I think
name?
that one's too young. I don't think so.
Kaum's mother's name is Keelin, Keelin.
And then did you give us his info too on his like age and stuff?
Felix is 6. Kaum is 8.
No, on Kaum.
Kaum was an 8-year-old female, human. Felix, also human. Ari, half-elf female.
So Ari went missing first. Who went missing second?
Kaum.
And then Felix.
The last 2 children disappeared on the same day, almost a 10-day ago. They are Kevin and Marigold Nimblefingers, brother and sister halflings. Kevin is 5 and Marigold is 9.
And are all of these from the same area?
They all live within that area marked on the map.
And are they halflings?
Yes, Kevin and Marigold
Based
are
on that name?
halflings.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 and 9. Kevin's the youngest. Parents are Joe and Job Nibblefingers.
Very progressive. Or is that a Facts of Life, Joe?
I feel like Facts of Life, Joe.
Or Facts of Life Job.
So that's most of the information that we have right now. The city guard has written these off largely as runaways, and their investigation has been lackluster to say the least.
Are there circumstances that would lead them to believe they are runaways?
That's the easiest way to
Just
chalk
ignore
these
the
things up.
problem.
Children run away all the time.
Did their parents take out unusually large insurance policies on them just before the disappearances?
Insurance?
Is there any connection between the parents?
Between the parents,
Do they work in the same place?
I mean, they all live and work in that area, and the children were all friends.
Has there been any sites that look like there have been disturbances?
Not that we've heard reported, no.
Am I familiar with that area of town?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Yay. 16.
All right, I'm sending you a whisper.
Cool.
Actually, no, I don't need to do this. So you spent most of your time in the Blue Lake District.
Mm-hmm.
You would make occasional treks to the Protector's Enclave. The areas to the east, in the northern half of the city, those are like the lower class areas. As you move, so basically the wealth distribution is a straight descending line from the western part of the port to the clock tower.
Okay.
So yeah, you may know a couple of the shops, like sort of along the lower left point of the triangle, but you're not super familiar with the area that's inside.
Okay.
So were all of the kids last seen in that triangle?
That much we also aren't sure of. That's part of why we have the Blue Lake marked. That appears to play some role in it, though we haven't been able to figure out what.
I think we might be able to glean that information from the parents.
Yes.
So I think we should do the private detective thing and head over and talk to the families.
Good old-fashioned dick work.
Before we head out, is there anything in particular that led you to question the Blue Lake?
Some of the families report that their children were would play there frequently.
Understood. All right.
Well, have you guys talked to the parents yet?
Are you you're just asking the Citizen Watch? Sorry.
Yeah.
We have been compiling the data so far. We've talked briefly to the parents, but largely the posting was sort of our first step after we were unimpressed by speaking with the City Watch about their efforts. So we decided to get the money together for the posting and start getting as much information together as we can for anyone who came. We didn't expect anyone to come so soon.
Okay. After this long silence, I'll say, yeah, we're quick like that.
Well, I'm thinking we only have an actual location for one set of parents, and that's the father of Ari, who has a shop on the border of the Blue Lake District. Is there any other information for where we can find these other parents at?
The pins on the map are the locations of their homes. I'm not going to put that on the map that you guys have because that's largely unimportant. But you know that they're all triangulated in this location. You know their names, so you'll be able to find them.
Okay. So I would recommend, honestly, talking to Joe and Job first because their memory will be the freshest.
Yeah, rough them up a bit.
Yeah. Because as time goes on, things get muddled, so
Yeah.
the most frequent would probably be the best in working our way backwards.
And they're missing 2 kids, so they're twice as sad.
Mm-hmm.
And we know
separate.
both of their names.
Okay. So you guys are going to speak with Joe and Job first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So you guys make your way out of the Protector's Enclave. For a couple of you, this may actually be the first time sort of traveling through the Blue Lake District. While you are traveling, Xanalor, can you go ahead and make a perception check for me?
Uh-oh. 8.
Okay. So you guys travel through the Blue Lake District, and you notice that while the Protector's Enclave isn't an impoverished area by any stretch of the imagination, it sort of pales in comparison to the Blue Lake District, where the people are dressed in finer robes than one really needs. The shops and the signs for those shops are much more well tended, less worn. There's just more color about it. It almost seems as you enter the Blue Lake District that things are just more vibrant. You guys continue through. You can sort of see that the colors begin to fade, and you see like more like tans and browns as you approach the Tower District, where the colors of things have faded out. You arrive in the location that's kind of marked on the map there, and you kind of ask around for the Nimblefinger household, and you're able to be pointed into the direction. And Joe and Job sort of answer the door together, hopefully. And when they see that you are tall folk, they seem a little bit dismayed at first, except for Borax. You get a big smile from both of them.
I sort of nudge Borax forward.
I finished eating my cookie.
They also eat a cookie.
Halfling hospitality right there.
Hello. It's always nice to see some fellow halflings. I wish we were here on brighter pretenses. We've unfortunately heard that you are missing a couple things.
You call them things?
I'm sorry, I said halflings.
They kind of they start regarding the group in general with a little bit more not apprehension but understanding. So they say, oh, you're here about the children. Please come in. We just put a pot of tea on. Please come in, and we can discuss. So they invite you into their home, which for stock, you have never felt more claustrophobic in your life.
My glaive is just scraping the ceiling the whole time.
Yeah, you're like basically like either scraping the ceiling or the floor while you make an effort to not knock anything over, kind of like when Borax activates his pole of collapsing. And you guys find your way to seats that will support your large forms. Borax, you seem very comfortable.
I really just want to activate my pole of collapsing right now, though. I shouldn't have put that thought in my head.
Borax, for you, it has been a long time, several months since you've been in a halfling-sized home. You haven't ever since you left your village. Actually, you have not been in anything that wasn't designed for tall folk. But Joe
Well,
and
what
Job,
a quaint home you have, Joe and Joe.
Joe comes in carrying a tea service and sets it down and starts pouring you guys some cups. And she says, "Thank you very much. Please, how can we help you?"
Well, we are taking it upon ourselves to track down your missing children.
You see
To
them
return
like
them
kind of
to you,
like
of
clap their
course.
hands, like they're like very happy to hear that.
Yeah, it's probably very hard to talk about, but anything you can tell us that might help us. Anyone that has a vendetta against you or your children, any weird people that look like they might want to make a
What?
children's stew or something that you've seen lately.
Why don't you start with the last time you saw them?
That's a good place.
Almost a 10-day ago, 7 or 8 days at this point.
Was that at home?
Yes, that would have been the morning of the day they went missing.
And where were they supposed to be when they went missing?
Marigold keeps an eye on Kevin while we tend our. We work a small dining establishment along the border of the Blue Lake district. So Marigold keeps an eye on Kevin while we are at work. So she's either supposed to be here or near the restaurant. Sometimes they play with some of their friends. Actually, most of their friends are the ones who are missing as well.
And where is the restaurant?
The restaurant is it's kind of like right here.
Okay.
Sort of right above that lower left
Okay.
angle.
They're not the type to run away, right? This hasn't happened before.
Oh, absolutely not. No, Marigold would never do anything like that. Kevin, on the other hand, he might get a little explorative and get lost, but Marigold was she was very good at keeping an eye on him and sort of reining him in, so to speak.
So if there was a runaway situation, it would be Kevin off on an adventure and Marigold trying to find him?
Yes, I believe that would be accurate.
We have a missing half-elf, 2 humans, 2 halflings. It sounds like they went and started their own adventuring party.
Are you you're talking of Kaum, Felix, and Ari?
Yes, I am.
Job kind of he turns to his wife and he says something in halfling. Borax, you pick it up as I'm going to send you a whisper here.
Do I speak halfling? No.
Quick, wild shape into a halfling so you can speak halfling. Be a feral halfling.
I almost took the spell Comprehend Languages recently.
Damn. We needed to all just polymorph real fast. So
I go out on a limb and I repeat that same thing like I'm having a conversation with my group, like a separate conversation, I repeat exactly what they're saying in Dwarvish and hope someone else speaks Dwarvish so they can get filled in on it, and hope they don't.
I do not.
Nope.
Oh, I'm having another conversation
Nevis, do you
with
speak
myself.
Dwarvish? You'd have the highest chance of this, I believe.
I speak Dwarvish.
Okay.
Okay, so in Dwarvish, then I'm gonna send you a whisper too.
I have 5 languages. That's just.
You have 5 languages. Holy cow! You guys
Yeah.
are so well read.
I'm interesting.
I have 2. One of which
I've
being
got
common.
4 if you count Druidic, so
Why wouldn't you count that?
because no one speaks Druidic.
Other druids? You and Vendy
But
can
who
have
wants to talk to them?
conversations.
Exactly, who wants to talk to them?
Well, all of the Druidians do. Druish princesses.
I was
Funny.
about to go there.
She doesn't look Jewish.
I'm interested in this restaurant right now because it seems to be in the same general area as we were told of Ari's father's shop.
It's possible.
Nevis, did you see the whisper?
The watch did say
Yeah.
that they all worked in
Okay.
the same area.
I'm wondering who the other is.
Try another language.
I turned into a bear and started speaking bear. No, that was not real. And I feel like I had to specify because I've done stupider things.
Because I heard all this random language. Can we just speak common?
Way to blow my cover, dickwad.
I
Without
think
the
I'm
dickwad
probably just not remembering something. I don't know what the reference means.
No, we don't know about it. This is what something they're just talking underneath. Well, I'll just say, I guess we can cut out the charade. You guys do realize I'm a halfling, right?
Job kind of looks up and he goes, and he looks at you and he reacts. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just a family habit. I'm very sorry. My wife and I were discussing. There is more information, but we're just not sure yet that we should be giving it.
Like, you don't know whether or not you should, tell me about the other, the one that needs to be protected.
Right. We're not sure what is happening to the children in this town, and while I'm glad that you're here asking questions, so far you've been more insightful than the City Watch ever was, but we also can't be sure that you random lot of strangers aren't the ones perpetrating this.
Why would we be looking for your kids if we had your kids? That's just bad for everyone's time.
Everyone knows that killers return to the scene of the crime.
Putting ourselves above reproach in the investigation.
Have you heard anyone speak of strange creatures being sighted or strange sounds
Ooh,
parchment recently? Have you heard them yourself?
I have heard rumors, now that you bring it up, of that tearing sound. We personally, my wife and I, have not seen anything like that, no. And then Joe kind of answers, she says, also strange creatures, no. Everything seems to be really normal in the Blue Lake District and Neverwinter in general, at least as far as we can tell, apart from missing children.
Did your
There haven't
children...
been stories or rumors of missing animals. I mean, I don't know how domestic this part of the town is, but I'm assuming that at least dogs, cats, has anybody complained of pets missing?
I'm not sure if I remember anyone mentioning anything.
Okay, that's fine. I get it.
Did your children tell you any strange stories in the days leading up to their disappearance?
They both kind of, so both simultaneously like look off in opposite or like in different directions and then kind of ponder.
Did your children and their friends happen to hang out at a well house by any chance?
Not a well house, but I know they would often go play near the Blue Lake. They liked to play like in the trees and stuff over there.
And there's a particular area?
I mean, they're children. They wouldn't go incredibly far. So I would guess the sort of the eastern portion of the Blue Lake.
All right.
As far as things that they told us,
Nothing stands out?
no, I'm sorry.
What is the name of the dining house that you guys work at?
It is called Nimble Fingers. It's
Nimble finger looking good.
it's we pride ourselves on our food being delicious but also expedient.
So, business you own?
Yes, we own and operate. Yeah.
Do you owe money to any sort of Xanathar ran guild?
No, we don't deal with the shady underworld types.
Do you owe money to anyone related to your dining house?
No. I mean, I suppose you could have said we owed money to her grandfather. He helped acquire the building for us. He passed away a number of years ago, and wound up leaving us with some money anyway. So.
Well, now sounds like we're investigating a murder now. How convenient. Sorry, I'll be serious now. Focused.
Now we take another sidetrack and completely throw the DM off again to the murder investigation.
He wasn't murdered. He was quite old. He died a number of years ago.
Old people can't be murdered?
Sounds like the perfect cover for a murder. He was just old and died.
When was the last time his will was changed? Oops. What do I do?
So far, we have two businesses that we've been told in relatively the same location, owned by two individuals who have had their children go missing.
Yeah, that like to hang out by the Blue Lake.
And all
So
of
is
the
the next
children are
step
friends.
talking to more of the parents or checking out the Blue Lake?
I'd go for more parents first and then follow up with the Blue Lake, because one of them may have more precise locations of where they spent most of their time, and if there's more business connections, that lends itself towards a corporate espionage type thing.
Yeah, more dead grandfathers along the way too.
Yep.
Yeah, would they be able to direct us to the nearest next set of parents missing kids?
The sweat stains.
You guys wanted to talk with Brita Suistain. Am I understand that correctly?
Mm-hmm.
If
We
they're
want
the
to
nearest,
walk
yeah.
the least amount of steps to the next parents.
We're always walking.
Gotta get your steps in.
Okay. So you guys get pointed by Job in the direction of the Suistain house. Brita was Felix's mom, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you guys start to head out that direction. Right before you wind up crossing the threshold of Vorax, you feel Joe grab your arm. and she whispers to you really hurriedly.
Your husband's right here.
She whispers to you really hurriedly in Halfling, and I'm going to send you that whisper. Is there anything that you want to do or say before we move on to Felix's house?
Yeah, I'll talk back to her in Halfling, and I gotta make sure I'm whispering to you.
So /W space DM.
Yeah. Don't do what I've done before and get the W and the / backwards. Everyone sees it.
Hold on, what am I doing? That's wrong.
That was a /. What are you doing?
Yes, it was. But there's a space like that? Okay, now
Yeah.
it's popping up. Now I see it, okay. That's why we do the test.
That was a smart choice. Don't do that and then
There we
here's
go.
a secret.
There you go. It's just got you saying that your first attempt shouldn't be to just do it.
Yes.
If only my characters were this smart.
She points you in the direction. So for the rest of you, you guys start to leave, and you kind of turn as you notice that Borax has fallen behind a little bit, and you see him have an exchange with Joe Nimblefingers, and then she points in another direction.
Interesting. He's in on it, guys. We gotta kill him.
Okay, so you guys, Borax, unless there's anything else that you wanted to do.
No. I will relay the message when we get outside.
Okay. All right. So you guys are now currently like on your way, maybe like a block or so away to the Suistine house.
I do have a quick question for you that I'm going to whisper, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I almost fucked that up again.
I don't know why.
While this is happening, I'm assuming
Yeah.
Borax looks like he's like whispering to himself.
He's just talking to the bees again.
No, it was like another house.
Okay. All right, then as we're walking, I'll just say there's another child in the area they're worried about. A dragonborn named Tarhun. He was another one of their friends. He lived that away.
Are you just attuned with the area? Who told you this?
That the female halfling. She I don't know if you noticed, she grabbed my arm before we were leaving.
I didn't.
Well, I have this effect on people.
Did she say why they were concerned about him?
Well, he's a kid, and kids have been missing. I mean, I wasn't having a full conversation. It was like
Did she tell
two
you?
words as we were leaving.
Oh, did she tell you where to go? Or we just have to ask?
I point that way.
Great.
Point the direction she pointed. A house in that direction somewhere.
Well, let's start asking about Dragonborn.
He's asking, say he's Dragonborn. It can't be too hard.
You never know.
So are you guys redirecting the investigation at this point to search for this Dragonborn family?
I think so. Going with our strategy of the most recent missing.
Okay.
Well, he's not missing yet. Yeah. He's the only boy that's not missing so far, based on what I'm understanding. Or we use him as bait.
Bait. Let's go.
Not a bad idea. Just stealthily follow him around all the time.
I would think the kid's the most likely to know something.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, we head the direction that she pointed us and look for signs of Dragonborns.
Okay.
What was the name we were given?
Tarhun. Or Tarhan. Tarhun.
I realized I made a really annoying typo in something here. That was going to be very confusing if I said that one out loud. Okay, so go ahead, guys. Make an investigation check for me. This is like you looking for the Dragonborn family.
14.
31.
Nice.
Did you say you had a 13, Borax?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I
Stock?
got a 3.
A 3. Nice. Okay.
doing
Stock
great.
Stock's not doing great with urban society.
Fuck these short people.
Nevis, you kind of shake your head a little bit as you look in the direction that Borax pointed, and you literally see a small dragonborn boy pointing like right next to his house.
I have spotted our quarry.
Another
Bolt,
job
go.
well done.
Please don't say it like that when you're hunting for children.
And a crossbow bolt goes flying through the air at a small child. You won't get away now. Damn chickens.
All right. So as you guys approach, you see that Tarhun is very small. He is kind of like just like kicking like rocks and like stacking pieces of rock and debris up and then like knocking it down. He is probably about 4 years old.
Did you seriously just say a Dragonborn is playing Godzilla?
He is a copper Dragonborn. Yeah.
I think Borak should take the lead on this one because, well, I'm 7'2" and armor clad.
He might find that nice.
Yeah.
Small children, giant soldiers.
Yeah, that'll go over great. He won't run away screaming.
I'll slowly walk out to him. Hey, buddy.
Don't call him buddy.
We
I'm not your buddy, pal.
we just wanna. We have some questions about your friends. We wanna try to help get them back safe. Do you know anything what might have happened?
He kind of like kicks the dirt. He's not really looking you in the eye. He's I don't know.
Listen here, pal.
When-
Okay, friendo.
When was the last time you saw them? Or any of them?
Are you asking Borax to ask, or are you asking?
No, I'm asking.
He kind of like looks up at you really quick. He kind of goes back down to fidgeting with the dirt with his feet. He says, I'm trying to figure out how much of a concept of time this child is." The last time he saw them was your question, right?
Yeah.
He answers, not since they disappeared. Or not since they went away, I should say.
What were you doing the last time you saw them?
Yes.
Playing.
What game?
I'm not supposed to say.
I'll give you a gold piece if you tell me.
You could have done a copper. You wouldn't know the difference.
This kid's been
Yeah,
through a lot.
here's some candy, little
heartless
boy.
bastard.
Come in my car.
Come in my white panel van.
Yeah. While this is all going on, I want to look around to see if anyone's paying attention to us talking to this child. More specifically, maybe a set of adult Dragonborn.
I can turn into a cute animal and you can pet me.
You look around and you don't see anybody taking particular notice of you guys. Obviously, Stock kind of gets looks and side eyes wherever you guys go because of his unwieldy shape. But you do hear from inside the house the sounds of like chores and stuff going on. So it sounds like somebody is home doing some work inside.
All right, so I want to ask the child then if he would mind pointing out which house is his, and if his parents are home, we'd like to talk to them with him.
He looks Bolrak dead in the eye. He goes, "Are you gonna find Marigold?"
That's what we're trying to do. But you gotta tell us what you said you couldn't tell us. What were you playing?
You have to find Marigold. She was fun. She protected us. She kept us safe. We were playing in the stream on the other side of the wall. There's been Callum told us about it. Marigold told us not to, but there's candy.
Oh.
Kevin wouldn't listen, so he went off. Marigold chased him. Please help him. I don't know what's out there. Please bring my friends home. Their mommies and daddies are so sad all the time. The town is sad. Please.
We'll try our best, but just remember, not all strangers are bad. I don't want you to distrust all strangers.
But
there's some good ones out there like us. And I pat him on his head.
We are safe. Most strangers probably not.
What happened to your eye?
What happened to your face, kid?
on your road. What happened to your eye? Still got his eyes are still just kind of glossy from the tears he was shedding.
Borax is secretly happy because I'm waiting to ask.
Does anyone have a good story for him?
What did you say, Nevis? Just lift the patch up and wink at him?
Patch up and wink at him with that eye.
Just really mess with him and then put the eye patch on the other eye.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion on my eye to make it look like slashed up real bad and like there's no eye in there. And then I'm gonna give the eye patch.
Now we're gonna give the kid nightmares.
I was in a fight with a dragon.
Cool.
Going full Goonies here.
See, if we can take a dragon, we can find your friends.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to see my scars?
Do you know where I got these scars?
This is from the first time I tried to shave my armpits. Didn't go so well. Really needed to cut down my time on the backstroke.
Do we head back to the parents we were going to talk to, or do we go right to this stream for this candy?
I think the candy lead is probably
the best one.
And of all the trails, the freshest.
Okay. All right. where are you guys going to start looking for this candy?
You
On the
said,
last
you
place.
said stream beyond the wall?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that there is a stream
would-
involved, and that they played by Blue Lake.
Yeah, I think I would start by the eastern edge of Blue Lake and then find the nearest path to the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Who knew minor illusion?
I did.
Can you make Borax look like a child?
I could try.
We could use me as bait.
Image of an object no larger than a 5-foot cube.
I'm no larger than a 5-foot cube.
I'm gonna try it. You probably can't move.
That's okay. I'll just stand still and hum a merry tune.
Well, that's not realistic at all. When's the last time you saw children stand still?
He just goes full rigid and just being dragged behind. Just the defeated child being dragged by one arm, not willing to walk.
I'm gonna try that.
Okay, let me take a look at this real quick. This is minor illusion, you said, right?
Yes. Don't know if it would do that or not.
Just don't say Petrificus totalis.
Does
could
it give him...
I wonder if I could create an image of a child in a 5-foot cube without making it Borax specifically.
Yeah,
I guess that's
it
the
looks
same
like that
thing.
would be doable.
One of those really creepy lifelike dolls.
Cause yeah, I mean, it basically like you would either have to work to pin the illusion like to the same space that Borax is in, or you could just make one.
Yeah. I'm just gonna make a child next to Borax.
Make a sad-looking child standing still, and I'll be pointing, laughing at him like I'm a child making fun of him, and that's why he's standing still.
There you go.
It's foolproof.
I could make the child wheelchair bound, so that makes sense
God.
that he's not moving.
Now, I don't want to be heartless, but who would want to steal a wheelchair kid? I'm
Ouch.
sorry, that was too far. It was comedy, people, lighten up.
A kid sitting down.
Okay, so you create this illusion. What's the goal here?
Sure.
Just to know that you
Borax
can do
asked me to do it.
I'm just gonna make it like we're two kids playing, and then they're gonna be watching for. I'm guessing they're gonna get bored really quickly, so let's do this plan for like 30 minutes and see if we see any candy appear.
You're doing it just like this in the street?
At the Blue
No,
Lake?
I thought we were over by the stream.
Oh, okay. All right. So as you guys kind of like go and investigate Blue Lake, you see that so Blue Lake feeds into the River Never. But as you kind of look around, you also see that it is fed from the north by a stream that leads under the walls of the city.
So we're following that north, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As you follow the stream to the wall, the grate that filtered out debris from the water as it came in is clearly not in place, and you can actually pretty easily spot it in the waters, like a short distance from where it's supposed to be. The hole looks to be large enough that Stock could probably squeeze through.
How claustrophobic are you, Stock?
I hate getting wet more than anything.
Okay.
Is it because of that really bad wet dog smell?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
So
if you
much
wash
chafing.
the fur padding for your armor, you know.
But there's so much chafing when it gets wet.
All right, so you guys going through the hole?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. As the stream continues, you see that it leads. So you guys are kind of like you guys are out this way, kind of off the map now. As the stream continues, it starts to lead towards like a wooded area.
A logo.
And as you get closer to the wooded area, guys, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
That's not how you roll the dice.
You said percent.
Yeah.
13.
With a P.
24.
15.
Dirty 20.
Wow. Nevis, you're really killing this investigation stuff today. All right, so Stock and Nevis, you guys notice a small like pile of candies on the ground, like near the stream. Nevis, you notice that they're spaced close enough, it seems, that a child's attention span would find the next one, but not so close that it's a constant stop and start. As you see the candies
Not
lead
so
off.
close that our attention span would catch the next one.
You see the candies like lead into the wood.
Ooh, piece of candy.
I want to pick one up. Does it seem just like normal candy, or?
It is a tangible thing that you pick up, yeah.
Oh.
Do you pop in your mouth?
Yep.
Constitution
candy.
saving throw.
Do I seem to be getting poisoned?
Nope.
Okay.
I immediately grab candy as soon as I see that he doesn't get poisoned.
I immediately grab all the candy I can find.
Seems like a job for Borax. Follow the candy.
All right, guys, go ahead and make an investigation check for following the trail now.
I B-shape into, or wild shape into a pig.
A pig, okay. You truffle
Yes,
pig?
like a truffle snuffer. Yes. Truffle sniffing pig.
I got a 5.
Okay.
I'm distracted by the candy.
I got a 17.
17, okay.
Not bad.
Does anybody beat the truffle pig?
Natural 20.
Okay.
Boy.
No, not me.
Not this time?
Not this time, no.
Okay.
Law of averages caught up with me.
So, truffle pig, you are able to smell the candy, but you also smell a lot of things. So like you kind of have this like sweeping sort of like cone of sniff that you go through to find the next piece. When all of a sudden you see Stock kind of like walk up next to you and then past you,
and all I can smell is Stock.
You're like,
Yep. Wet dog.
And start moving a little bit quicker to catch up, and you notice that he's walking like right over the candies, so now you can get him even quicker.
Nice.
I am completely disregarding them, just leaving them for Truffle Pig.
So you guys walk for a couple minutes as you're heading sort of deeper into this stand of woods. It looks like a lot. It didn't seem like a large stand of woods before, but it like as you moving through, you realize it's actually quite deep. You don't believe that the candies have been like moving from a straight line too much. Like it probably does curve a little bit. You're not going in circles though. As you guys continue to investigate the trail, you hear rustling come from nearby brush, and a man walks out. He's wearing light armor, and he has a pair of swords strapped to his back. He comes out into the open in front of you guys, and he stops, eyeing your group.
What's up, creep?
What are you doing out here?
Just
I asked you the same question.
I'm a member of the Cash-In Order. I'm here investigating signs of a monster that lives near here. His name's Reynard.
Your name or the monster's name?
Mine.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not saying it.
What kind of monster are you looking for?
Best I can tell, there's some sort of, I'm not really sure yet. That's why I'm out here investigating.
What led you to investigate? You are following the candy too.
I'm just saying, creepy dude jumps out of a bush on a candy trail wearing armor and swords. That's yeah.
Look, I'll let you tag along with me as long as you agree that whatever this creature is doesn't get it to escape.
What if it's... Wait. Were you following the candy?
There's candy.
Insight check?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
6.
I got a 22.
All right, Stock, you're getting a whisper.
Woohoo.
Oh, wait, 8.
That's still not great.
The pig got a 17.
The pig sees right through.
Okay, I will. I'll copy and paste this to you then. Also,
He smells your lies.
I look at him and I say, well, we're
I
not
keep my
chasing any
mental stats,
monster.
right? So I'd still keep my insight or my wisdom. I think so.
Interesting. So then I'm going to ask him what he's been following to get him out here in the first place.
you see him kind of like walk over to a nearby tree, and there's like, from what you can see, go ahead and actually make anybody who wants to, as he's pointing this out, make a survival check for a nature check actually for me.
A nature.
I actually want to tell this guy that we're not looking for any monster. You're obviously oblivious to the candy, so you go your way, we're going to go ours.
I don't know if we're following the same thing, friend.
I got a 9.
You kind of see the pig nod when he says that.
He says,
No, we're not.
if you're out here following trail candy, and I'm looking at these scratches on these trees, and you notice what looked like normal like bark aberrations in a tree, as you kind of your attention is drawn to it, it does look like a scratch mark. He says, I'd be willing to bet that you're looking for some missing children.
Why would you bet that?
Well, trail of candy, scratches in trees, deep in the forest. I think we're looking at a hag.
I think he just called you a hag.
How dare you?
Roll for initiative.
Are hags known to leave trails of candy in the woods?
Boy, somebody sure didn't listen to the tales he was told as a child. Yes, of course.
I did not.
All right, well, I'd say we still continue to follow this candy, and if it's a hag we find that's taking these kids, though, we'll deal with that when it happens.
I
If he
agree.
wants to tag along, I don't think we need his permission to go with him. I think he needs permission to come with us.
I agree.
How about we just run our own investigation, and if that happens to be parallel, then it happens to be parallel.
I believe that's what I said in the first place.
Pick up one of the pieces of candy and chuck it at him.
I run over and eat the candy.
I love how he's
All
not
right.
even the least bit concerned that we have a random pig with 3 what appear to be adventurers.
It's a hunting pig.
Everybody needs a mascot.
The Fighting Pigs. That's a cool team name.
All right.
Off we go.
So, guys, go ahead and make another investigation check to pick the trail back up.
15.
I'm bad at this too.
14.
11.
I get lost, don't I?
You said a 14, Nevis?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did you have, Borax?
15.
15. Okay. So yeah, you guys notice the trail pick up basically just as Reynard appears to sort of pick his trail back up, and you guys are heading in the same direction. He kind of as you guys are going through, you're following the candies, and so there's like kind of a logical progression of where you're going. But kind of similar to like the cone of searching that Borax was doing when he was just truffle picking it up. That seems to be kind of what the Cashian is doing as well. He seems to be moving from like area to area. You see him like kind of stoop down and like look at a track, and then he'll like look in a direction and start moving that way. You see him like look at stuff on trees, but basically the whole time you guys are kind of going the same direction.
And I'm concerned with why wouldn't he be just following the candy then?
Mm-hmm.
He's Cashian.
Enough said.
So you guys continue for a few more minutes. When all of a sudden you see Reynard kind of like squat down, and he puts his hand up in an effort to try to like have you guys slow down a little bit. I
don't know Navy SEAL symbols.
No, like he like literally like puts his he's not like doing this or whatever. He's not making crazy. Says he whispers sort of out loud towards you guys. I suppose in text they usually say that that's referred to as hissing. But he says, "There's a hut up ahead."
There's a what up ahead?
A hut.
Does it have legs?
Is the hut made of candy?
No, but based on the amount of growth in the area and on the stonework hut itself, I'd say that's whatever's been here has been operating here for decades.
Well, let's burn down a house then.
Mm-hmm. Damn, what could be inside? We're burning the house down.
I turned out of a pig. Guys, we're hunting kids. They might be in that hut. Bad idea.
Clean it with fire? Clean it with fire. Stock's just there holding a torch in his tinderbox.
You guys have much experience with hags?
Obviously. You
Naturally.
seem
What do you think
nonplussed
happened
for
to
a
this
pig
eye?
turning into a halfling in front of your eyes.
Well, then you'll understand and recall that stealth is probably our best approach here.
Our druid used to be twice as tall, and then he encountered a hag.
Reynard kind of looks you guys over. He says, "Look, I know we're here for different things, but if and when things start going down, I'll take the hag. You can help if you want, but I understand you're here for something else."
So, I think we should take his advice at the very least and stealthily approach the hut and see if there are any windows to peer inside.
Agreed.
Yeah, if we can sneak up to the hut, that'd be great.
Okay.
Shall we deploy in a flanking maneuver?
Let me.
Surround it.
Yeah,
Should we do the fake door-to-door salesman routine?
I don't know the whatever the hand signals are for surrounder.
Yeah. That's like the finger lasso, right?
And the wait for me, because I want to do something.
All right. You guys are on the foresty looking page now, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So yeah, why don't we go ahead? You guys can get yourselves into sort of like your position that you want to approach from, and then we'll have everybody make stealth checks.
Can we see any doors or windows from where we're at?
Yeah. So there's a front door like there. and there seem to be small windows on, from what you can tell, either side of the hut.
Okay. Is there any chimney or any type a top opening?
Yes, there is a chimney, and there is some smoke coming out of it.
Okay.
All right, Zanelor, you had an idea?
Yes, there's a new trick I learned. I assume that she's going to be someone who casts spells, and I think I can limit her abilities to do that. But we won't be able to hear each other.
And the downside is what?
Just making you aware.
And I frantically check my spells to see if I need to talk.
So does that mean we just can't hear? But we can say
that's not how it is.
Because if it's going to limit vocal part, spoken part of spells, then I don't know about that.
Is this hut butted up against a heavy tree line, or is it just kind of like loose forest behind it?
It's kind of like, loose forest behind it, around it.
Okay.
Essentially, like you guys, it's just like there was an area big enough for a hut, and now there's a hut there.
So is this like a silence spell where it's like a bubble or something?
Yeah, it's silent.
Is Maynard on the map at all, or is he off?
Yeah, that's the guy in front.
Oh, yeah. I should know our party by now.
Well, if there's a way that you can cast that, Zanelor, then to kind of restrict the areas that we would be moving and acting in, then go right ahead.
It'd be about a 20-foot radius area.
Does it have to be centered, or can you?
I can put it where we need to be, but it won't move. What we could do is we stay here before we approach. I can center it on the hut, and then that would probably draw her out, and we can contain within the area of the spell if we surround it.
Which I think is a fair assessment. And seeing as we can't tell if there's a back door or not, we definitely want to have at least one or two people on the back side. Back-ish side. Probably somebody like there. Over there. You know, hit the four corners and let the Cashian guy go make introductions.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get that back as far as you can into the forest while still being on the hut, I think that's our best chance. And then, we'll just try to, since we know it's going to be there, we can make adjustments in our planning for our movements.
Yeah, so for coverage, I'd want to move probably right about there.
So you guys want the silent spell to look like that? Or do you want it
Yeah, that would be pretty ideal, I think.
Then
I think we want it out a little bit more, so when she steps out of the hut, she's still slightly covered.
Yeah.
That's my thinking.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. And what's the range for casting that, Zanelor?
120 feet.
Okay.
For a 20-foot radius.
All right. So you guys continue to make your stealth check. Obviously, like, your sounds won't matter so much, but this is like more of like how well can you approach the hut while remaining out of sight lines now, which is obviously still a part of stealthing.
Yes.
15.
19.
Come on, big stealth.
I've been rolling decently in the skills now that battle's coming.
10.
Nothing.
Okay. Nevis, how'd you
9.
do? 9? Okay. All right. So you guys approach, and let's go ahead. Yeah, let's roll initiative, just so we have it out of the way.
Initiative.
All right. 20 to 25. 15 to 20.
15.
10 to 15.
12.
Okay. 5 to 10.
7.
5.
Okay.
We're doing great.
All right. So. All right. So. So that's your guys' sort of starting position, or is that how close you want to get to the hut?
Starting position.
I'm in my starting position.
Okay, so Xanalor, you're staying there. Is there anything you want to do, like readying an action or anything like that?
Do I go first?
Yes.
Yeah, then I'm gonna ready Eldritch Blast.
Okay. What's your trigger for that?
Someone who walks out that is not a child.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's see here. So Borax, you go ahead and move up. To where you want to be. Nevis and Stock, you guys move where you want to be.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Okay. Raynard's going to move into the area where his footfalls all of a sudden stop having sounds. And he kind of crouches like next to the door, and you see him pull out, start to pull out a sword. You don't hear any sound from it, which obviously is very strange, but he is inside a silence spell. So you see him pull out a sword, and it is silver. And then, when you guys sort of move into your positions, based on your stealth checks, move that up.
Ooh, that's
and
attractive.
She's actually going to.
Now that silence spell doesn't affect how she hears our movements, right? Because we're outside of it.
Sound can't go out or in of the silence spell. So she did not hear your guys' approach.
Okay.
However,
she has eyes.
She does. Yeah, she do have the eyes. And as a whole, only 2 of you passed the stealth check. However, Borax, you roll the lowest, so she comes bursting out the door. And she runs up to you.
Push her back in.
You see
I'm not a kid.
You see the you see the Cashian Reynard. He swings at her with his silver sword as she runs past. And he's going to hit. And then so it's going to be a long sword. He's using 2 hands. So it's going to be 6. I didn't roll very well. 6 slashing damage. And let's see. Does that? Just want to double check here. So you saw like movement in the shack, Xanalor, but you weren't able to like get a good bead, really. You can shoot your Eldritch Blast if you want, like if you believe that was the hag, but otherwise you do not see that thing anymore. Like once it starts to move, so you've got kind of a narrow window.
So, I mean, is there a chance I thought it was a kid, or
you're not really sure? I don't think that you've actually ever seen a hag before,
okay.
despite what you say.
I'm gonna. I don't want to betray my position, and I don't trust that I saw that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Or maybe I do. We'll let it go.
Okay. Yeah. So the hag's gonna come out and it's going to make a claw attack against you, Borax. That's gonna be a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. That's gonna be for 15 slashing damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, we will go up to the top of the order. So Xanalor, you're going to be up.
I'm gonna take a step here and then and I probably can't see through the hut.
You can, from that position, you can see out the front door.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like you can see through the window that there is a front door and that it is open.
Then I'm going to Eldritch Blast nice and loud, kind of into the sky to draw attention to myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Borax, you're up.
All right. I am going to disengage. I'm going to kind of like spit in her face, and when she goes to recoil, just scurry off into the woods as far as I can over to my friends.
Okay.
And I will pick up 3 rocks and magically make them.
Okay. So you're using your action to disengage, and then you're moving over to stock, and then you're using your bonus action to do...
My bonus action to pick up the 3 stones and get them ready for an action next time.
All right. Yes, I do recall it being a bonus action spell. All right. So with you running off, the hag is actually going to... Let's see. The hag is going to go there, and is going to cast a spell. Okay. Yeah. So for the time being... Oh, wait, what was that again? Sorry. 20 feet. So for the time being, the area around the area that's here in yellow is covered in a dense fog that makes it hard to distinguish shapes in.
For the people inside the fog or for everybody?
The area is heavily obscured, so the area inside is
So
Like,
I probably just see fog.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But that's going to be the end of its turn. That brings us to Stock.
All right. Oh, seeing the hag run off. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 would put me there.
Okay.
So I guess I shall do the attacking thing, and I'm assuming with disadvantage.
Yes.
So that means I'm going to burn a fighting spirit to make it a straight roll.
Okay.
Which is bonus action. And that becomes a total of 18 to hit.
Okay. That will hit.
And that is 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
And yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. When you hit her with your glaive, you notice that it doesn't make as satisfying of a hit. Something feels different. All right. Nevis, you're up.
All right, so for my action, I'm going to know that before the fog came up that it was right in front of me.
Okay.
So at the first level, I want to try and hit her with inflict wounds.
Okay.
So how does the roll work on this then? Is an attack.
Right. I mean, technically the rule is written it should be with disadvantage still because
Okay,
of the
that's
fog.
all I want to find out.
Okay.
1 or 2. Yikes. That's a 14 to hit.
First one was a what? Sorry.
Lowest one was a 7.
Lowest one was 7. Okay. A 14 will not hit, unfortunately.
All right. Then as a bonus action, I would like to cast Spiritual Weapon at the second level and put it right next to me. Right there.
Is that spell a bonus action to cast?
Yes, it is.
Oh, nice. Okay. Let me grab the Hammer of Nevis. And right next to you, left or right side? Or top or bottom?
To the south.
Okay. All right. And then that makes an attack as well.
Are you... Okay. Is that a statement or a question?
No, that's a statement. When you cast it, it can make an attack. So that'll also be a disadvantage.
Right. Oh, shit. If a 14 didn't hit, I know a 10's not going to.
Right. Okay. So any movement you want to do on your turn?
Well, if she's going to attack, she's probably going to attack me on her next turn, so I don't know if I should give her the possibility of an opportunity attack as well, or if I should stand my ground and take my chances. Seeing as the stagger really doesn't apply because I technically didn't even hit her, I'm just going to stay here.
Okay. All right.
Hoping she's in much trouble in the fog as I do.
Right. All right. So the Reynard is going to he's going to run forward. You see sort of in the fog, you actually wind up seeing something that looks kind of familiar to you, Nevis. You wind up seeing like the gleam of radiant energy as he's going to use his bonus action to activate his Crimson Right, which is going to do that. Okay, and then he's going to make an attack at the at the hag with disadvantage. 2 hands on his silver longsword. Is not going to hit. Okay, that brings us back up to the top with Xanalor.
So can I see a vague shape or not really?
You see several shapes. Sorry,
I'd-
you see several shapes moving in the fog.
And I might not remember who's who.
Right.
Okay. And
Actually, sorry, that should be like that.
whoa, that's unexpected.
Sorry, I realized I was like, oh, it says large. Whoops.
So do I see a large shape?
You do,
that
yeah.
doesn't match my friends.
Yeah, you'll still make an attack with disadvantage, but you have a better idea of which one is which.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to Eldritch Blast the largest thing. So disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's either a 10 or an 11 to hit.
Okay, neither one of those will hit.
Okay. And then I am going to no, just stay there.
Okay. Borax, you're up.
I am going to cast Cure Wounds on the second level on myself.
Okay.
And that is an 8 on the first roll and a 6 on the second. So that's 14, 17 back. That gets me back all of my hit points.
Nice.
And let's see. I will go running with my magical stones, screaming just into the fog, and then I'll kind of stop.
Okay.
And trying to. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Okay. With that, the hag is up. She kind of sees herself semi-surrounded by shapes here, and she says, in a kind of like a really sort of a low voice that sounds a little bit like a rock polisher when she talks.
So she's going to sound like Judy Bartopinka?
Yeah. She says, my work is as old as time. The children are mine. You will not succeed. And she's going to make an attack each at Nevis, Renard, and Stock. All right. So starting with Renard and working her way clockwise around the hag. So that's going to be a hit on Renard. I think a miss on Stock. That's a 13.
Yeah, that
and then that's going to be a 22 to hit Nevis. So that's going to be 2 hits. All right. So that's going to be 9, 14 damage to Renard, and 15 damage to Nevis.
What did she hit us with, if I might ask?
She bit Renard and hit you with her claw. But that's the end of her turn. She's going to, she's going to stay there. Stock, you're up.
Okay, so since her size changed, I was trying to intentionally keep a 5-foot gap. I would have stopped there if I knew her size from the beginning.
Okay, sure. I was planning before I changed her size to have her attack the 2 of them and move to hit you with the 3rd.
Yeah, that's fine.
So if you want to be
I wanted
there,
to be the 5-foot gap.
Yeah, so then she's going to be there.
So that would have given Nevis an attack of opportunity then?
No, because she staggered him.
No, she staggered me,
yeah, that's right. Okay, that's fine with me. All right. Because I can. I'm going to go 5, 10. I want to go right there and essentially flank her.
Okay.
To gain the advantages.
Yep, so that's a straight roll now then.
Mm-hmm. And I have another question.
Yeah. Actually, hang on. I need to make a concentration check for. Wait, no. Renard missed. You hit though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I need to make a concentration check for it really quick. Okay, it succeeded anyway. All right, go ahead. Question.
So would I be aware of magical resistances and shit like that?
In what regard?
In the regards that I smacked her with something and it didn't seem to hit with the same weight that I'm used to.
You get the impression that your attack was not as effective due to its your weapon or your weapon's non-magical nature.
Which leads to another question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been listening to some weird shit and it raised an interesting question. Could I use my pole of angling, which is technically magic, as a quarterstaff?
It would be considered an improvised weapon.
Okay.
Let me double check here. I think there's like a separate proficiency for improvised weapons. So
can you make the hook appear and use it as a whip? The hook at the end?
Yeah, because the reason I was wondering is under improvised weapon it says that they are often similar to a actual weapon and can be treated as such.
Right. So it would do the same like type of damage. However, it still is it still attacks as it So the thing with calling it a quarterstaff is it's a fishing pole.
Well,
right?
It's a 10-foot pole when it's not in fishing pole format.
Okay.
It's just a standard 10-foot pole when not in fishing pole format. That's why this is such a weird question.
All right, hang on. Let me read this thing on improvised weapons really quick so I can make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, I gave you a very weird situation again. Yeah, I just listened to a sage advice on this, and it's what got me thinking. Turns out the Dragon Talks podcast is very useful for finding out weird information.
Yes. It really is.
Okay. Yeah, you could attack with your rod of fishing as a quarterstaff.
Okay. If not, it would have been fine. So would you want me to still treat it as a... Since I'd be doing it two-handed, it would be a 1d8.
Okay, yeah. And then you would have your normal reach, but not... But I don't believe a quarterstaff has
No, it doesn't
reach.
have reach, so it would be 10 foot.
Right.
Which is still more than adequate.
Still considerable, yeah.
Yep. And... I just want to make sure... No resemblance.
Nope, you're good. It's a quarterstaff, and you're proficient.
Okay.
Because you are using it like a quarterstaff, and you're also a fighter, which is proficient in basically everything.
I didn't even think about this being an option till I listened to the podcast yesterday.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that.
All right, so I'm going to take that straight attack, but I want to give myself... Well, would it be a bonus action to switch over to my pole?
No, it's a free action.
Okay. Well, then I'll use another fighting spirit to give myself advantage on it. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. They balance out. Disregard.
Okay.
So I am going to roll a 22 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Nice.
And since I'm doing it two-handed, that is 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah, that feels like a pretty solid connection.
Yeah, sorry. Really weird question that I had thrown in my mind.
That was kind of cool. All right, Nevis, you're up.
All right. So the spiritual weapon attack happens as a bonus action each time, or does that become my main attack?
No, that is a bonus action.
Okay.
You could wield both weapon, like if you weren't, I don't know if you wear a shield or not, but you could wield both, like one in each hand, and attack with the spiritual weapon as a bonus action still. But yeah, no matter what, it's a bonus action and it has its own rules.
Right. All right. So I believe the spiritual weapon can move and attack.
Yes.
Up to 20 feet. So it would be, I don't know if I have control over it. Oh, yeah, I do.
You should, yeah.
All right, so that's going to move there, and once again, make an attack against her.
Okay.
Is it still with disadvantage?
Yes, you guys are still in the fog cloud. Actually, hang on. Don't roll yet. I need to roll a concentration check for that. Oof. Okay, yeah. Fog cloud drops. All of a sudden, Borax and Xanalor, you are acutely aware of where this thing is. And Xanalor, you realize, like, that's probably what I saw in the hut, but holy shit. Yeah, go ahead and roll. It's a straight roll now.
Straight roll. That is a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
And I don't remember what the damage die is on that.
I think I want to say it's an 8.
1d8 plus 5. 11 force. Yeah, 11 force damage.
Yeah.
And then as a free action, I am going to invoke the Blessing of the Forge on my mace. I am going to move myself there and attempt to melee her with my mace.
Okay, go ahead.
That is 13. I don't think that's going to hit.
Nope, a 13 will miss.
All right, ends my turn.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Renard. He is going to make another attack with his longsword. That one is going to hit. So that's going to be that and that. Need to double check something here. Okay. Yeah. As a bonus action too, you see him like make a symbol with his hand and like force it forward, and you see like a brief like outline on the hag, and the hag is going to take 13 damage. Yeah. Actually, wait. No, I can re-roll that. Oh, damn. I shouldn't have done that. Now it's just 11 damage. He has a great weapon fighter, and I rolled a 2 on the right damage, and based on the way that rule is written, I can re-roll that because it's part of my attack damage die for an attack I make with the melee weapon. But yeah, so he hits the hag, and afterwards he goes, "How do you like that silver?" And Xanalor, it's your turn.
Do the spiritual weapon bonus attacks require a verbal component? Or was it just verbal to create it?
I think it's just verbal to create it, yeah. Are you recasting silence?
I'm thinking about it. Let's just try to take this thing down. I'm just going to Eldritch Blast it. 16 to hit.
16 will just barely miss.
Oh, okay. I'm just bad at my job.
The hag has the ability to cast Disguise Self on it. I was like, ooh, maybe it should disguise itself.
In the middle of a fight while we were all looking at it.
Yeah, it's a little late now.
All right. So that was it for your turn, right, Zanor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Borax, you're up.
All right, we're gonna go with Moonbeam on the Hag.
Okay.
Centered on its effect, kind of that area.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a Constitution save of 13.
Okay. That is a 25.
Okay, so they will take half damage of
Okay.
6 plus 4, half of 10. They'll take 5.
Okay.
What kind of damage is that? Radiant damage, 5 radiant. And I do not wish to get any closer to that thing.
Okay. And you still have your magic stones.
I do. I can only throw them with an action, though.
Right.
So I decided to go with something with a little more punch. I may use them next round.
Okay. All right. So that's the end of your turn. So that is it's the Hag's turn now. So does Moonbeam proc at the start of the turn?
The new beam at the start of its turn, it has to make another save.
Okay.
13.
All right. That's just a 10.
Okay, so it'll take full damage of 7 plus 9, so it'll take 16.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. So the all right. The Hag is going to turn around and is going to reach out and try to grab stock. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that beats my armor class.
Okay, so that's going to be let me see here. Sorry. That's going to be 36 bludgeoning damage.
Holy shit.
And you are grappled. And that's the end of the Hag's turn. Stock, you are up.
Okay. So, but I am not restrained.
Nope, just grappled. So your movement speed is 0.
First off, I am going to burn my second wind.
Okay.
To regain 1d10 plus 4. Because that fucking hurt. That's an 8. So that's not a whole hell of a lot. But it's better than nothing. Okay. And... I'm going to burn a fighting spirit to give myself advantage on the attack beyond that, but it doesn't matter. I just want 5 temporary hit points. And then I'm going to beat it with a fishing pole.
Okay.
That comes out to a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright. And that is another 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. All right. Nevis, you're up.
All right. I guess once again I'll start with the spiritual weapon, making its attack.
Okay.
That is a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
7 radiant damage.
Okay.
And if a spell says it's a bonus action, could that mean that it's available as a bonus action? You could still use it as a main action? Interpretation on that.
What spell are you talking about there?
Well, I thought about casting Healing Word on stock. But it's listed as bonus action, but I don't know if that's an availability or...
Yeah, you can use an action to cast a spell that would typically cost a bonus action, yeah.
All right, so it's got a range, and click on it here.
You're okay. You're totally fine.
All right.
If you're casting on stock, then he's certainly within range.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to do that then, and I'm going to actually cast it at the second level.
Okay.
So.
What is the word that you say?
How about mentor?
Okay.
Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm using the wrong dice. I thought it was 8. Third. 4. It's going to give you 9 hit points back, Stock.
Thank you very much.
And that ends my turn.
All right. Renard is up. He says, I don't have any of that fancy stuff. And he swings at it again with his sword, but he misses again. Xanalor, you are up.
Eldritch Blast. Maybe I can roll today. One time. Nope. 13 hit.
Nope, that will miss. Any movement?
Yeah, because I'm not hitting anything, so I'm going to get closer.
Okay. Are you keeping the silence around the hut up?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Borax.
The kids are being like slowly killed in there, and we can't hear it. I'm gonna throw one of my stones at the hag.
Okay.
That is a 5. Do I get a plus to that? I'm not sure. Let me see. Sorry. It is a 5 plus 3. That is 8 damage.
What was the to hit?
Oh, yeah, I should probably roll that part first. That's not going to hit. That's an 8 to hit as well. So.
All right, you whip one of these rocks at the hag, and it like goes sailing like underneath its arm. And Nevis, you hear as a small stone goes fizzing past your head as it spins through the air. All right. Anything else with your turn, Borax?
I am going to actually take a step back, remembering how much it fucked me up earlier. Took out more than half my health with one.
Hey, it
measly
did that
swipe.
to me too.
Yeah.
All right. So with that is the start of the hag's turn. Stock from the crushing hug. You're going to take another 30 points of bludgeoning damage.
God damn.
Oh.
That's a 7 on the Constitution saving throw, though. So go ahead and roll your full damage for the.
That's a 3 plus a 3, so 6.
Okay. And then the hag is going to let go of you. And is going to make an attack each at you, Nevis, and.
Well, I was wondering if the crushing hug would have been an action or not.
It is not. You take it at the start of each of the hag's turns.
Damn this thing.
Yeah.
But it let go of you now. All right. So starting from the top, working our way around, it's going to go Reynard, Stock, and Nevis. Okay. Oh, shit. All right. That's a miss on Reynard, but a natural 20 each on Nevis and Stock.
Any way you cut it, I am unconscious now.
Okay. All right. Okay, so against Nevis, it's a claw attack. So that's going to be 16, 21 slashing damage.
I'm down.
Holy shit.
Corey just killed our party.
Okay.
What kind of attack was that?
That was it has a multi attack that it does.
I mean, like it was swinging arms, basically, or was it?
Yeah, swinging arms. Okay. I'm going to. We're gonna put that on you. And that on you. Spiritual weapon, is that a concentration spell? It is not. So it's still there.
Cool.
It's just inert essentially at the moment.
I'm really glad I bought those potions now.
Okay, so okay, Renard is up. And he's gonna try to make an attack on it again. Natural 20.
The world is your oyster, Corey. Just
But he's
fuck
not
your
using
players.
a magic weapon, so it's no damage.
His weapon is silvered, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna reroll both of those because there's 1 and a 2. Okay, nice. Fucking max damage on the longsword. So that's gonna be 24 plus what's he got? Plus 2, so 26 damage against the hag. All right, Xanor, you're up.
I'll try to take this thing down first. 20 to hit. There we go.
Nice. Yes, that will hit.
For 12 force damage.
Okay, that kills the hag.
Yes. And then as soon as that happens, I'm going to go over to Nevis first and spare the dying.
Okay.
And then over to Stock and the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are stable.
I'll cast, let's see, at least level 1 cure wounds on each one, maybe 2. I just need to check my spell slots. Yeah, I'll cast a level 2 cure wounds on Stock.
Okay.
And that'll give him back, where's my D8? 4 plus 4, 8 plus 4. So plus 3 is math. 11, that gives him back 11.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, and then I'll cast 2 level 1s on Nevis, which will give him back 7 and 9, respectively.
Okay.
So he gets back 15.
All right.
Yeah, I spring up swinging.
So that's both combined, 7 and a 9?
Yeah, so you get
It's all
16.
9. Okay. Thank you.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. So the battle has ended. Reynard, he like swings his blade and hag blood comes, goes flinging off of it, and he sheaths it. And as he does so, the radiant glow coming off of it goes away as it goes into the sheath. He says, he looks over at you, Stock. He goes, thought you'd fought one of these before. Why'd you let it grab you?
I just tanked 60 points of damage. Go fuck yourself.
Do we have to burn the body or something?
I'm doing that anyways. After
I'm
I
gonna
cut the
go
head
rush
off.
into the hut.
Oh, right. I'm gonna drop concentration on silence.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. Anyone who's rushing into the hut, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'm
I
just
highly
getting out.
suggest someone joins me.
I'm getting out my tinderbox.
I got a 3.
Okay.
I cut the head off of it.
You said 13, Nevis?
Yes.
Okay. Zenelor, were you going into the shack too, or you just dropped silence?
I dropped silence and I brought out my tinderbox so I can burn the body.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
doing that first.
And then we can make a group that's called Upon a Burning Body.
All right. So inside the hut, you find a potion of healing, a potion of greater healing, and a potion of diminution. You find in a box in the hut it's a box full of children's clothes, and you see scattered throughout the hut are several cages of various sizes and shapes, which they look roughly crafted, but under scrutiny you realize that they're actually quite sturdy. and looking like in the furnace or oven, you do see some small humanoid remains inside. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, everyone.
3.
14.
9.
All right.
And Nevis, you can take those healing potions. I have
I had a 10.
heal myself.
All right, I'll take the regular one, and I'll give the greater one to Stock.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Hey, we have a Vendy.
We could have used you like 5 minutes ago.
He's
Yeah, just
been
as much as Tottenham could have used an 11th player.
So let's go ahead and have Rashad make a perception check as well. And then Zenler or Stock, you said yours was a 14, right?
Yes.
19.
19.
14 plus 5.
All right. Stock and Rashad, you guys actually hear like whimpering sounds coming from underneath the hut.
Okay, we lost the kids, but we can save the dogs. That's
I've got a
win, right?
hag head. Start peeling up floorboards, I guess.
I start screaming, Shoshana!
Yep. Peel up the floorboards.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Then we
Yeah.
could look for a door, maybe, but
Nope, floorboards.
Or
Fuck
maybe
this
like
hag
just like
house.
an area where something could have crawled underneath the house. But okay.
Stock is not in a good mood. He's on the warpath, so it's jamming the glaive in there, prying floorboards off. Just
Why are you jamming the glaive in there where you hear whimpering noises?
I didn't say which end. Why are you assuming it's the sharp end?
Because how are you going to jam a
because that's
pole?
how you get it between the boards.
Anyway, so you guys get the floorboards peeled up and underneath, covered in mud from being underneath the house, and very scared are Kevin and Marigold Nimblefingers.
their friends got eaten, didn't they?
You do not see signs of any other children.
Ooh.
Humanoid remains.
Good thing we didn't visit any of their parents. We'd
Yeah.
be much more traumatized by this.
Could we investigate the hut to see if there's any kind of identifying clothes, items, anything of that nature that may be in the general vicinity that we could bring back?
Or bones.
Do the do the kids look like they need healing at all?
No, just a counselor.
That's a lot of time with a therapist.
Reynard, he walks up and he kind of looks in. He goes, "Good thing you weren't too late. Well, that's gonna do it for me. Hag's done. I'm out of here."
They're strange people, the Cassians.
And he starts to like walk off into the just a way out through the forest.
Excuse me. The road's that way.
Where he's going, they don't need roads.
You
Yeah, I got nothing.
you hear him whistle, and like a horse comes up. So you hear him whistle, and then he shouts, "Beetle!" And a horse rides up, and he gets on and rides off through the woods.
Hey, quick question. Did that guy have any sort of intonations in his voice ever, or was it super monotone the entire time?
No, it wasn't monotone the whole time.
Okay.
I was busy being dead.
Okay, yeah. So
All just faded to black.
as you guys look around the hut, there doesn't appear to be any like trinkets or anything like that that would identify the children. Like I said, there's a box of children's clothes and stuff like that, but and there are some small humanoid bones in the furnace.
Dig the bones out and bring the box of clothes back. At least it's something.
We should get the kids out of the hole.
Xenolor, you're probably the best and worst equipped person to talk to these kids right now.
Borax is probably the best one to get him out of the hole, because at least he looks like him.
That's true. I once again nudge Borax forward.
Shove his head down in the hole.
I'll let them climb on my back to hop up, and then I'll use my pull of extending to get myself out.
Okay, nice. All right, yeah. So you guys have the children, the box of clothes, and the remains.
Could we take a short rest while we wait before heading back?
Probably.
I would like to do that.
Short rest.
Just to regain some hit points, so that way if we do happen to encounter anything else on the way back, I am at least not as squishy. So that's... And I'm burning all of my hit dice just to be safe. And 6 more. Okay. That at least got me all the way back up to full.
Nice.
But I have no more hit dice. Holy shit, that was harrowing there for a second, Corey.
Yeah, that thing hit hard.
No, it squeezed hard.
Yeah.
It hit pretty hard and it squeezed a lot harder.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you guys going first?
Back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To drop off the children where they belong.
Yeah,
Okay.
first I want to ask the kids if they've seen any of their other friends around, just to make sure. Like,
That's probably a
we're pretty
good
sure they're dead, but
Don't say that to the kids.
Should, instead of us just bringing these things back to the parents by ourselves, should we have another group involved just so?
Like the City Watch.
Yeah.
Or not the
like
City Watch, the Neighborhood Watch.
Yeah, Neighborhood Watch will do it. I am sticking the hag's head in my second backpack.
Okay.
Just so we have it that, it's dead here.
Yeah.
This is what did it.
Right. Okay.
And to not further traumatize the kids by having a hag head hanging off my belt.
Oh. I guess, yeah. Did Borax was trying to ask about...
Right. So Borax, you ask if they've seen any of the other children who went missing. Kevin begins weeping, and Marigold just kind of looks down and just like side hugs Kevin and keeps staring at their feet.
I take it they're never eating stew again.
I'm going to set this house on fire before we go.
Sure, yeah. So now as you guys walk away, there's the sounds of crackling fire as a hag burns, and so does its hut.
Hey, did we make sure for a fact we got all the kids before we did this?
That's why we just talked to the kids.
You were
but they're traumatized. Do we really think they have reliable information?
I did the right thing, and I'm moving on.
I mean, the only other thing we could do is look, and that seems like way too much work. So.
Well, we did look under the floorboards and through the cages.
In one form or another, I think we have all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys make your way back with Kevin and Marigold. You guys are going first to drop Kevin and Marigold off at the Nimblefinger house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, you walk through town with, your box and the two kids, and you arrive back at the. Actually, let me change maps here again. You guys arrive back in that area in the Blue Lake district, sort of Tower district blending, and you go back to the Nimblefinger house, and the as you walk up, the Nimblefinger parents, Joe and Job, come out, and they like rush out to hug the filthy Marigold and Kevin. They're like the parents are both crying, and the children they just kind of like stand there and get hugged. They don't really do anything. Kevin's still crying, and Marigold isn't saying anything. And the parents look up at you, at all of you this time, and say, and Job says, "Thank you so much for bringing them back. How did you find them?"
You're welcome. Do we admit to following a trail of candy?
I just imagine Borax, you're standing there with a little small sack of candy you found in the hut, just eating it.
Call it druidic intuition.
As he eats a piece of candy.
I message to Borax. You can tell her that the lead she gave us on the other kid worked.
Call it druidic intuition.
Or just take credit.
You have the spell message?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've used it before.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, right. Yes. I'm thinking of sending.
Right. I do not have that.
Okay.
Question.
Yes?
Where's the nearest hospital? Because you guys might want to take a trip there.
Joe looks at you and she says, "Hospital? You're probably right. We'll get the children cleaned and clothed, and we'll come. We'll get them care immediately. Thank you."
Now for us, because when we inevitably need to go there, where is the nearest hospital? I mean, we've got a guy who can't see.
I can see. Just only out of one eye.
Yeah. One of these days, I'd love to teach you the other one.
All right, we're gonna go back to the Citizens Watch now.
Okay. So you guys arrive back in the Hall of Justice in the Protector's Enclave. And you don't even stop at the reception in the Hall of Justice this time. You just go through that door to the right, painted Citizens Watch, and inside is feverishly working are the two humans who were previously working on putting together the investigation for this.
I'm just gonna dump out the second backpack that's full of bones, clothes, and hag head, just right on a desk.
Just dumping it out.
Just on a desk.
No
Stock's done for
pretense
the day.
whatsoever.
I
Hey, how are you doing?
apologize. I apologize for his lack of
Social niceties.
Decorum?
Tax.
Yes. At least he knows the word for decorum.
All of those things.
Stock died today. He's done.
What does this mean?
There was a hag in the woods. Was important. I may have started a forest fire.
May.
What we're trying to say is only you can prevent them.
The halfling children will return to their parents.
Half of the children will return to their parents.
Close.
We feared all along that not all of the children would be able to be recovered, but thank you very much for your efforts. The community and the Citizens Watch was able to scrape together a small reward for your troubles. It's as much as we could collect, and they actually grab a rather large sack, and there's inside is 100 gold pieces.
All right. So
Each or total?
Total, so it'd be 20 each if you split it up evenly.
Okay.
I mentioned to one of the Upright Citizens Brigade that they might want to send the city maintenance crew over to take care of that grate.
That's a good point.
One of the guys in the back, you see him like pull out a sheet of parchment, and he starts scribbling something down, and he says, "I'll do that right now. Thank you again so much for your help." And he kind of bows a little bit and leaves. He kind of squeezes past you guys and leaves to go through into the Hall of Justice proper to get that taken care of.
We did it. We didn't completely die.
And didn't let all the kids die.
Yep.
A job okayly done.
And I managed well.
I just imagined we were being followed by a freaking trash panda the whole time through the forest and picking up
Nope,
any pieces of candy that Borax missed.
That's my management style is to be neither seen nor heard, just like a Milford man.
Yeah, that was a hell of a thing. It's fucking. I'm just impressed I was able to tank that much damage.
Yeah, just one of those hugs would have taken.
Yeah, I would have been
Borax
down
out.
immediately.
Well, thanks to Nevis and healing and some abilities, I was able to do it twice. Holy shit. Alright, next week, are we going to go pursue dragons and Artificer or talk with the jackass? Magician guy.
I thought the Mages College was going to reach out to us when they were ready for us.
Right. So we have to find things to do on our own until then.
I'll race you guys around the city.
I won't do that.
Well, we have two options. Either the Artificer or Dragon Horde.
I like the idea of the Artificer, but if we're going to be away from the city for an extended period of time, we probably should let the Mages College know that they're going to have to send a messenger for us, and that a face-to-face meeting may not be possible.
We might want to save that for the next time that we're sent out by the Mages College.
Okay, so dragons it is next week.
So as you guys like walk back towards the Breeze home, you see sorry, it keeps happening, I don't know why. You guys see a like a young like maybe early to mid-teens freckled ginger boy at the front of the Breeze home. He's just kind of sitting there waiting. He's wearing college robes. As you guys approach, you recognize him to be File Redfoot, the college page who summoned you guys previously to the Emerald Enclave. He says, "Good, you've returned. I'll let the headmaster know. He sent me here to oh man, I'm so nervous. He sent me here to let him know when you guys got back. I think he's gonna come talk to you or summon you. I don't know, but I gotta go to the college." And he just like books it down the street.
Hold
So,
up.
a pause on dragon hunting.
We'll see what comes of it. I'm gonna
Let's
go take a long
Can I take a beat
nap.
to recognize that his job was to sit outside the house, not to tell us anything, just to confirm that we were still gonna be there.
Yep.
And he had to let us know that.
Yep.
I've worked in much more inefficient systems than that.
I feel like if he could get a job there, I feel like we could get a job there.
We have a job there. We're contractors.
Huzzah!
All right, well done.
Everything's coming up, Vendy.
Another mission complete.
Good work,
Yeah.
guys. We didn't die. We saved some kids. We feel like heroes. I'm gonna go take a nap now. All right. Well, I have to be getting off here now to go to work.
Too
so-
much information.